It is the season finale of our 1975 F1 mini-season. We're here at a legendary venue in motor racing in general, as we're here at Watkins Glen in upstate New York for the United States Grand Prix. We still have 3 drivers fighting for the Drivers' Championship, which are Emerson Fittipaldi, who is in the championship lead, 4 points ahead of Brabhams' Carlos Reutemann and 5 points ahead of Brabhams' Carlos Pace. That means all Fittipaldi needs to do is finish second and the championship is his. That is easier said than done, however. We won't be meddling with the guys at the top though. Of course we will also watch what they will be doing throughout the race, as we're fighting in the midfield as Mario Andretti in his Panelli Ford. Let's dive straight into it after taking a look at the starting grid. And the situation could not be better for Emerson Fittipaldi, as he starts from pole position ahead of Niki Lauda, and then Jochen Mass, his teammate, to protect him from the 2 Brabhams, is also ahead of exactly these 2 Brabhams. Carlos Pace starting only from 5th, Carlos Reutemann only 9th. So ourselves, we start from P15, and the last drivers to complete the grid you can see on your screen right now. Well, and here we are, starting from P15, awaiting the green lights, and we're on the way for the United States Grand Prix 1975. And it's quite a poor getaway, as there is Rolf Stommerlin in the Embassy Hill already trying to make a move on us. Wow, Vittorio Brambilla very late into turn 1, and there is a big moment for Tom Pryce in the shadow as he mounts the curb on the inside, gets a little bit of air time. He manages to continue this race, but that was a hefty moment as we go through the Esses for the very first time, and once again a little off-track excursion for Pryce, and this enables us to go through on the back straight as we go towards the outer loop and down the inside of Brambilla, so we're back where we started. Now, no, even a space, we won a place, so we gained 1 spot because Tom Pryce, he started ahead of us. Now this is the second shadow of Jean-Pierre Jarier ahead of us. Oh, but be careful, Brambilla is having a little look down the inside. Oh, not the best exit on towards the boot. And yeah, that is Brambilla through, and there goes Tom Pryce as well. We almost lost the car. Through the heel we go, ahead of Pryce once again. Oh, Pryce is having a little look down the inside once again, as we're approaching the final 2 corners, turns 10 and 11, and we even lose another spot to Chris Amon in the Ensign. We haven't seen much of that car throughout the season, but yes, that is the Ensign. This is how the top 6 are looking, the point scorers right now. Fittipaldi still in the lead, even with a bit of a gap to Lauda as we pass Amon again. Carlos Pace still running in 4th. Don't worry, we will have a look at the race start for the title contenders as well, but we're still battling here in the yeah, pretty much midfield, lower midfield maybe even, as we're trying to get by Tom Pryce once again on the back straight. We're getting a good slipstream here. And now late on the brakes, he's defending the inside, forces us the long way, but on this very sweeping track, that is easily possible to get past, and we are now ahead of Tom Pryce once again. And this is the race start. Watch Emerson Fittipaldi with the number 1 on your left hand of the screen, and yeah, he takes the lead into turn 1, or remains in the lead into turn 1. And what's even more interesting is that Carlos Reutemann even lost a spot to Mark Donoghue, and the Lotus of that's Jack Higgs. Ronnie Peterson is just behind him, so not ideal, that race start at all for Carlos Reutemann, who is going for his first Formula 1 World Championship. The first Argentine driver since Juan Manuel Fangio to do that. He would be, but right now he has a lot to do, but he did so in Monza. He was starting very far behind Fittipaldi. In the end, he finished ahead of him, but he needs to win this race, and Fittipaldi needs to finish third. And this is the first move for Reutemann of the day. In tow, he moves past X in the Lotus, and now he's getting a good slipstream on Mark Donoghue in the Penske with the number 28. His home race, of course. It would be a fantastic feat for either Donoghue or ourselves, American drivers racing for American teams, to pull off a points finish. But for now, Donoghue has to let Carlos Reutemann through, and that is the other Brabham of Carlos Parcher with the number 8. He needs to move up the order as well. He's even 1 point further behind than Carlos Reutemann in the championship. He has a little look on Fittipaldi's teammate down the inside of turn 1, but he has to remain in 4th. So that was the opening lap for everyone at the front. We have arrived at the rear wing, at the gearbox of Vittorio Brambilla once again. In the March, we had a little look, but we back out of that one, as yeah, even Brambilla is a little bit in a battle of his own with, I believe that is Jean-Pierre Jarry in the other shadow. We have, of course, overtaken Tom Price in turn lap 2, and we this time managed to make it stick. And there goes Brambilla once again, having a little look against the Frenchman. Oh, was there even a little bit of wheel banging and contact? But this may be an opportunity for us. We're getting a good run on Brambilla into Chute, and we move not quite past. We're still side by side. Who is later on the brakes? We are, but we're still on the outside. But this time, unlike in lap 1, we managed to make it work and even get the exit done well on the boot. And that is us up yet another position. So, the next car on the road, this is Jean-Pierre Jarier. We have already talked about that. Shadow, unfortunately, not with the strongest race here. He's getting a bit away here in that final sector, but the final corner, this has always been a strong suit for us. And once again, that is, we're getting a fantastic run on Jarier. Can we try to make a move into turn 1 later on the brakes? We are alongside, a bit sideways, drifting past Jean-Pierre Jarier, and therefore now we have both shadows behind us. Let's see if he can get a good run through the Esses and up the back straight. The best overtaking spot on this track, but no chance for Jarier. And a bit later, we are closing up to a group of 4 cars. These are the 2 Lotuses, Mark Donoghue in the Penske, and I believe that is Patrick Depailler in the Tyrrell. Donoghue had just had a little moment there into Chute. He had to let both Lotus by. And they are now already breaking free of Donoghue's Penske. Yeah, and it seems like Mark is struggling a bit here now in this part of the race. Pretty much deep into the first half we are now. Don't worry, we will look at what is going at the top as soon as something significant happens there. But right now it's a pretty solid lead for Emerson Fittipaldi as we move side by side with Patrick Depailler towards turn 1. We even try to get an impression on... Oh no! We make contact with Mark Donoghue trying to move past him. That has enabled Patrick Depailler once again to go side by side with us. Oh, through the Esses we go side by side. Depailler backs out, and I think that is the very sensible thing to do from the French driver for the Tyrrell team. But now he's getting a good run on us. towards outer loop. We force him the long way, but that worked for us a few laps ago. It doesn't work for the Payet, and we stay ahead of that Tyrrell. And now we're just behind Mark Donoghue, who luckily managed to catch it after we made contact with him. So that unsettled us more than it did unsettle him. Which is fair, I guess. Because that was 100% our fault. Half-heartedly we tried to go for the double overtake there. But yeah, that did not work at all. But look how the Lotuses are running away now from Donoghue's Penske. So this is really crucial for us to move past our compatriot as quickly as we can in our home race here. In a beautifully autumn Watkins Glen. And this is a fantastic run we're getting out of the final corner. Towards turn 1 we go. We're already ahead. Going into the braking zone. And we are past. Oh, Donoghue gets a good run out of turn 1. But there is nowhere really to go for him there. Through the Esses. Going side by side is always a huge risk. So he thinks better of it. And he's too far away, I think, to try anything towards outer loop. Well, there he is. He's showing himself, but yeah, no chance to move alongside us. And therefore, we are now hunting down the two Lotuses, and we have reached them now. That means that we are up into P11, so this is for the top 10. Of course, only the top 6 are getting points in 1975, so still a long way to go if we want to score any points. We are now really pretty much at the halfway point of this race. The gaps at the front are increasingly getting bigger. And then we even have a little moment through the Esses. There is a bit of dirt building up the hill, so yeah, that's a bit difficult. Makes that corner even more difficult, because if you go on that dirty line there, you might unsettle the car, and that might lead to a hefty crash if you can't catch it. But that moment did not hurt us too much, as we are already all over the gearbox of Ronnie Peterson, who is battling his teammate. (1975) not the strongest year for Lotus, as they're still running the outdated Lotus 72 pretty much, so yeah, that is not a guarantee for success. The car that's essentially the car that won Emerson Fittipaldi's first championship in 1972. And now we're getting once again a fantastic run out of the final corner, and we're alongside Peterson. Not trying anything against X this time around, but oh, Peterson is still there. Oh, and he holds on to it. No track limits back in the day. And side by side through the Esses we go once again. He's still there. We leave him the space. And now we have to go on that dirty line that might be a bit slowing us down a bit. And yes, indeed, it does. There goes Ronnie Peterson once again ahead of us. As we're reaching outer loop, he's fully ahead, he's defending the inside. No chance for us to go round the outside. And now we have to be patient once more and wait for the opportunity. Now he's kind of boxed in there by Jackie X. Oh, running a bit wide is Peterson, and this is our opportunity. We've slipped through on towards the boot. We go, and we are past Ronnie Peterson because he made a little mistake after that fantastic run through the Esses. We are finally up into the top 10 now. Oh, Peterson, he still had a little look there, but now he's on the outside. No chance to pull off a move around the outside through this corner. And let's see if we can also clear Jackie X quite quickly, because he is also slower than we could go. Once again, a fantastic run out of the final corner. Very slow. You even have to lift off halfway through the corner. We're side by side into turn 1. This time we managed to clear him entirely, and we're up ahead in P9 now, 6.8 seconds behind Jody Scheckter in 8th, and half the race distance still to go. And now this is the opportunity for us to look what's going on at the top. Emerson Fittipaldi has a gap of over 7 seconds to this group. Carlos Pace is still in 4th. They have been battling throughout this race, as now Jochen Maas is trying to move past Niki Lauda around the outside. But that does not work, and that leaves him vulnerable for Carlos Pace. In the background, James Hunt and Carlos Reutemann. Reutemann back in the point scoring positions in 6th. But this is not nearly enough for them to beat Fittipaldi, and unless something goes very wrong for Fittipaldi, he has that championship in the bag. Oh, and something has gone very wrong for Niki Lauda once again. He pulls into the pits to retire once again. That Ferrari has let down Niki Lauda throughout the season. He won the opening race, but has only scored 1 point since then and retired, I don't know, 4 times, 5 times? That is not good for Ferrari and Niki Lauda. And this is the man, we are already in the final lap, that is leading this race and winning his 3rd Formula 1 Drivers' Championship in style. Emerson Fittipaldi wins in Watkins Glen, and therefore wins the 1975 Formula 1 World Championship. And this is ourselves here going through the final sector. We couldn't improve on 8th, and it was a pretty lonely second half of the race, as we are coming around the final corner now. And across the line we go. And these are the point scorers of today. Emerson Fittipaldi wins 14 seconds ahead of Carlos Pace in 2nd. James Hunt manages to stand on the podium for the final round of the season. Carlos Reutemann improves to 4th. Jochen Maas drops down to 5th. And Clay Regazzoni, thanks to the retirement of his teammate, scores the final point for Ferrari today. And these are the final driver's standings after the last round of the season. Fittipaldi comfortably now ahead of Carlos Pace in 2nd. Reutemann drops down to 3rd. Regazzoni is 4th for Ferrari. Jackie X with a pretty solid season result in that old Lotus in 5th. James Hunt improves to 6th. And then we have Niki Lauda on only 10 points. Jochen Maas just behind him in 8th. And Andretti and Depailler complete the top 10. And in the Constructors' Championship, we can see everyone who has scored points throughout this season. Brabham wins the championship ahead of McLaren and Ferrari. Lotus is at 4th. Hesketh, with only 1 car, manages to finish in 5th. Tyrrell a bit disappointing in 6th. Panelli, positive season on 4 points. All scored at the round in Brazil, when Andretti finished on the podium in a race of attrition. Shadow finishing 8th on 3 points. Penske 9th on 2 points. And Embassy Hill sensationally scoring 1 point also in that chaotic Brazilian Grand Prix. That has been it for the 1975 Formula 1 mini-season in Automobilista 2. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe to not miss anything. The next season of Classic Formula 1 will start next month. So, yeah, subscribe to not miss that. And I hope to see you all there. Until the next time, goodbye.